Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of the Aces Loaded podcast. I'm the voice of the Reno Aces, Zack Bayrouty. On this edition of the pod, we'll wind down the 2021 season by talking with Alek Thomas, who's one of the bright young stars in the Diamondback system. He had an interesting upbringing in the game of baseball, and we'll hear all about that. We'll also talk to Jim Gemma, who's the Director of Media Relations for the Las Vegas Aviators. He'll take us on a virtual tour of this beautiful facility. It's all coming up next on the Aces Loaded podcast, and Alek Thomas coming up after this.
Now to our other top story tonight, there will be no ace ball in 2020.
For the first time in the history of minor league baseball, an entire season has been canceled.
This news was expected given the current health crisis. This afternoon's announcement means that we'll not be playing ball this season along with the nearly 160 other minor league teams.
That ball is crushed. How about another two-home run game?
2-2 on the way from Clark. Swung on and missed.
Walker belts one way out of here and gone. Oh my goodness.
Swung on, fly ball to center, chasing Reno back. Socrates racing. He makes the catch.
The throw from Reno is right there, and they got it.
From downtown Reno, welcome back to Greater Nevada Field for another season of Reno Aces baseball.
We are back on the Aces Loaded podcast. Zack Bayrouty. I'm joined by one of the D-backs' young, bright prospects, Alek Thomas. How you doing, man? How's life in AAA so far?
It's great so far. We're in Vegas right now, so great ballpark, great hotel, so it's all good.
Did you think you'd be at this level at the start of this year? I know things got a little bit strange with missing the 2020 season, but when you came into this season, did you have the expectation to be here, or did this catch you by surprise a little bit?
It definitely was a goal of mine to be here, and yeah, I would say it was a goal for sure.
Take us back to your early memories of baseball. Now, your dad is the strength coach for the Chicago White Sox, so you were around the game from a very young age. What were your first early memories of the game?
Just being there with him and enjoying the moment with him and being in the clubhouse and just seeing all the great players that passed by over the years. My dad's been there for a while, so I've seen Jim Thome, Aaron Rowan, Jermaine Dye, Ken Griffey Jr. for a little bit, some of the new guys, Tim Anderson, Adam Engel, Adam Eden, all those guys. Just getting to know a little bit or bits and pieces from those guys, and then also just being there with my dad and spending time with him. It's been great.
Was he the big league strength coach when you were, when did he get to the big leagues as a strength coach?
I believe it was 2003 or 4, but I was 3 years old, so it's been a long time.
Yeah, so your earliest memories are in a major league clubhouse and not being around the minor league fields.
Well, I was born in 2000, and my dad was still in the minor leagues during that time. So my mom was at the games. I was I was just in the stands chilling at a young age of 1, 2 years old, 3 years old. And then finally my dad made it to the big leagues, and I got a chance to be in that clubhouse.
That's cool. We'll get to the baseball stuff and your dad here in a little bit, but take us through growing up in Chicago and what that was like and your first beginnings into the game outside of just seeing it from what your dad did.
Well, actually, my dad moved us to North Carolina. Well, I was born in Arizona, Tucson, and we moved to North Carolina. That's where my dad's from, and we lived there for 11 years, and then we moved to Chicago to be closer with my dad, and so he got a chance to see me play all the sports and everything. And I think me making that move to Chicago was really good for me and my family, so that we're closer together, and I got to hang out with him more, and he got to see some of my football games, not too much of the baseball games still, but he got to see me play. But just growing up in Chicago was cool, way different from North Carolina, but definitely appreciate where I came from, North Carolina, Arizona, and Chicago.
When did you start playing football, and how long did that last?
I started playing football, I'm pretty sure I was first grade, kindergarten, and kept on playing throughout senior year, and I was committed to TCU to play both sports, football and baseball, and I decided that I'm going to go the baseball route, no doubt. But yeah.
How much did being drafted 63rd overall influence your decision to go play and pursue baseball and not go play football?
I think I could have really gotten drafted anywhere, and I would have taken it because I know that this is a route that I wanted to take. Being a high school guy, I don't think college was for me, so definitely made the right decision.
Did you have any offers to play baseball at Division I colleges?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it was a good amount of schools, but only a handful were doing the football and baseball thing.
So getting into baseball, obviously you're a little predisposed because of what your dad did, but when did you first start loving the game on your own?
I think I always loved it. My parents used to say that I used to throw the ball to my great-grandmother until her arm almost fell off. So I think I loved it ever since I was really little. So I would say probably like 3 or 4 years old is when I knew that this was the sport that I loved and this is what I want to do.
When you shared that with your dad, like, did he, some of us aren't as lucky to have parents that will, get you into the gym and tell you exactly how to do it, how to build your body from a young age. So I think that really makes a difference. But did you have kind of that synergy with your dad when you told him that you wanted to pursue it? And did he help you kind of build your body from a young age to be able to do it at a high level?
Yeah, I'm definitely considered lucky to have my dad as a dad and also as like my own personal strength coach and coach. And ever since a little kid, I was always doing some type of crazy stuff in the weight room. But once it got serious, we started focusing on main points and maturing in my body. And I think people thought that I was too small or whatever, and that my dad was always like, it's just growth. Everyone matures at their own pace. And you look at me now that I got a little bit of pop, you know what I'm saying, but got some speed too. So I think just having him as a father and him knowing what to do and what not to do was really helpful.
The dynamics in the weight room intrigue me because there's so many different ways you can go about, building yourself up. You can, I know pliability is big these days, and things have kind of shifted from the days where you just go in and you try and bench whatever you can bench. But how did you get started in the weight room, and like, how did your dad kind of get you in there and not give you too much too soon?
I think when I was probably around like 7 or 8, I would just mess around in the weight room and bounce on the physio ball or hang around on the monkey or the arm bar or whatever it is and just mess around. But I think maybe when I was around 14, 13, like freshman year of high school is when we started to get really serious about it. And I know that a lot of people love to do like Olympic lifts and stuff like that, and stuff that could possibly hurt yourself and stuff like that.
A lot of pressure on your body.
Yeah, so for me and my dad, we just try to do things that are sports related and throw all the stuff that's unnecessary out the window. But here and there, we like to dabble and just be meatheads sometimes, but not too much here and there. But we definitely make sure that it's all sports related.
When was the last time you were in the White Sox clubhouse and doing what you do now? Do you still get a kick out of being, in a major league clubhouse if and when you get there?
I think the last time was probably 2019 after the season was over. I went to the clubhouse. It was a little different. I mean, being in, the minor league, low A, high A, and going back there and getting some good food and everything, and getting the spread that they got, steak, shrimp, whatever you want. But it was just cool. All the guys were really supportive, and but I haven't been since, so because of COVID and everything. But I also haven't been on the field to shag at all either since like 2017 before I was drafted. So being in that clubhouse is always cool, always fun, and the White Sox have always been good to me, so it's always been good.
We're joined by Alek Thomas here on the Aces Loaded podcast. So to take us through being drafted, it was at 63rd overall, right, out of Mount Carmel High School in Chicago. What was that day like? And did you know at that point you were definitely going?
I mean, I had a feeling that, I think I knew that I was going on the first day, just didn't know when. And I had a little party family, friends, and teammates, and it was all good. And had some family members from Arizona that was there and from North Carolina, and it was really special for me to get drafted by a team where I was born in. Like I was born in Tucson. Sorry about that. And then my grandmother is from Tucson, Arizona. My great grandmother. So it was all crazy. Everything went full circle. So it was really cool.
Talked to a lot of players who have both come out of high school, come out of college, and the experience seems to be a little bit different for each, but the common denominator, I guess, is how rigorous a full professional season is. Did that hit you, your first full professional season, with kind of how long it was and the grind, especially when you get to mid-July and into August?
Not really. I mean, I feel like me playing 3 sports have really helped out. Now that I'm further away from it, and now I know that it's a grind, and you got to take care of your body and everything. So like during this stretch right now, we're trying to win a ring right now. We're trying to win, and we got to play every day. So just having that mindset, like, hey, just keep on going, keep on grinding, take care of your body, do what you got to do before the game to get ready. So right now, definitely getting towards the back end of the season and starting to feel your body hurting a little bit, but just keep on striving through and pushing through, because we're playing for a ring right now. So
you hit 283 in Amarillo. You had 10 home runs. It was the first time you've had 10 home runs at one single stop. Did the power come around a little bit more this year, or did it just happen to show itself in your time in Amarillo?
Well, it does help that the wind's blowing out a lot in Amarillo.
Does that park play pretty small?
Yeah, I would say so. Definitely in the left field. But I think it's just me just growing up and maturing into my, man strength and everything. So I think there are definitely more home runs in the future. And I just continue to grow and build my approach as well. So, I think I'll pay tribute to what I do in the off season, and also just growing up and getting older.
How would you classify your game? You're a very dynamic player. It's a lot of fun to watch you, and there are a lot of different facets and tools to your game. But would you classify yourself as a speedster, as a power hitter? Like, do you have a vision of yourself in your own mind?
I just want to be a well-rounded, player. Just do everything, and just do everything to help the team win. I don't want any one particular thing in my game to stand out. I want everything to stand out. So so I just want to be a well-rounded player. It doesn't have to be 5-tool, but I mean, it can, dang near be 5-tool. So just go out there and try to, do what I can to win the game.
You strike me as someone that has a very quiet confidence, but here you are, in AAA, and you faced a guy the other night in Homer Bailey, who was drafted when you were 6, 7 years old. I mean, these guys are really cagey veterans, and you're up here competing with them. Has that struck you yet? Like what a leap that is for you in your career?
Yeah, I think it was pretty funny facing Scott Kazmir. Mm-hmm. I've heard of him from before. It's like, dang, that's really him. And
made his big league debut the year you were born or something.
Something crazy, and I ended up hitting a homer off of him, and then I got another hit, and it was a broken bat, like dribbler right by him, and he was just running slow motion. I was like, man, he is old. So, but no, I'm just messing. Hopefully he doesn't see it. But yeah, it's pretty crazy seeing guys that I have seen on TV when I was a little kid, and now I'm getting a chance to face them here in AAA. So definitely a pretty cool experience. And Homer Bailey has a pretty nasty splitter, and I learned that after my first at bat. But and then I made the adjustment my third at bat. So it's pretty cool facing those guys.
What area of your game do you want to see grow next, or work on the most?
I would say, I'm going to say everything, but I think one thing that I want to get better at is my impact on the bases, and I think that would be a key factor and to helping me grow as a player is definitely just knowing what to do on the bases and when to steal, when not to steal, and just growing. And I think all that comes with more reps, and I'll definitely get that. And I think that would be great.
Hey man, we're looking forward to watching you grow the rest of the time you have here and then on in the big leagues. We appreciate your time, man, and good luck the rest of the way, all right?
All right, I appreciate it. All right.
You got it. That's Alek Thomas. We'll be back to have more Aces Loaded podcast after this. We are back on the Aces Loaded podcast. We're joined by Aviators Director of Media Relations, Jim Gemma. How you doing, man?
Zach, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Thanks for being here, and thanks for being so hospitable. Obviously, we're here to talk about the ballpark, and throughout this, if you're watching this episode, you're going to get a couple glimpses of this beautiful yard. But opened in 2019, Las Vegas Ballpark, and just want to pick your brain, I guess, about the nooks and crannies of this place. And to start, did this place meet the vision that was laid out? Obviously, it's gorgeous and everything, but is this exactly what was planned when Vegas was about to get a new ballpark?
Remember, we saw like virtual, what it would look like virtually. You put these glasses on. They actually had that for the season ticket holders. When you were looking at it, we were like, wow. And now when you see it, really the lower bowl is a major league stadium. I was just thinking we have two really good, great ballparks now in the state of Nevada. I really like Greater Nevada Field, and now with Las Vegas Ballpark, we're well represented in the north and south. But yeah, again, the lower bowl is virtually a major league stadium.
What did they actually want to accomplish when they built this? Did they want to wow people? Did they want to have a major league feel? All of the above? Like, what was the ultimate goal?
Well, I think at Cashman Field, this is nothing against Cashman Field. We were there for 36 years. We did a 180. The player amenities was very important. I think it's great that the clubhouse for the visiting team, I think I've heard it's the largest one in all of AAA and probably all the minor leagues. Half the time we're on the road, so you want to accommodate the visiting team as well. The stuff we say, the weight room and the indoor cages and the size and just the amenities the players have underneath the ballpark that a lot of people don't see. I think that was really one of the most important things that we did here.
I think what's interesting about this ballpark is that it matches the community, which is funny because you're not actually in Vegas, you're in Summerlin. But Summerlin, I was talking about it on air last night, it's kind of a higher end suburb, and this ballpark I think fits right into everything that's going on here. You have the resort behind us where we stay, downtown Summerlin, and then the ballpark. Was this always kind of the vision for Summerlin?
Definitely the vision, because the Aviators are owned by the Howard Hughes Corporation, and all this land that we see here adjacent to the ballpark, downtown Summerlin, and obviously the visiting team stay at the Red Rock Casino, and the sponsorship we have with Stations Casino is a coup. It's probably one of the best things we have here also. But the land and all the surrounding areas is the Howard Hughes Corporation, which is our ownership. So their vision was great to where they laid this land in. As you know, a lot of the times the hardest thing to get with these things is the land, but it kind of went backwards. We had the land, and then trying to make this the way it looks. I don't think you could have planned it any better as far as the lower bowl.
In terms of the fan experience and the feedback you've gotten, what's been the fans' favorite element of this field?
Well, I think a lot of it, now people, we're in the entertainment business, as you know, even in the minor leagues. Food options. Everybody wants to know what the food options are, and the drink and food. And, it's cool about the pool, and then you got the berm. The bar back there, then it's 360, which is great. I know Greater Nevada Field's like that too, but going 360, I think the food options is really one of the best things about this place. And the Play Studios, which is where the 22 suites are located in the second level, so to speak. So it all falls into place to a great experience. But also in downtown Summerlin, you got a bunch of eateries and restaurants where if people really don't want to eat here, they can dine before or after the game. So you kind of got many options here in the surrounding area.
By the way, this is the Zach on the Road segment presented by My Ride to Work with Jim Gemma, the Director of Media Relations for the Las Vegas Aviators. The video board's quite something. What is the stat on it? Is it the 23rd largest video board in the country?
Yeah, it's got to be the best one in the minor leagues. When they were building it, I was like, that's going to be our scoreboard. We just couldn't believe how big it was. And I think what's really cool is, the architects, it kind of makes it a major league stadium with the whole, the way all the steel girders are up on the left center all the way to left field. It kind of really encloses it more too. And then, kind of the coup de grace, so to speak, it is the video board. It adds so much to the game. There's a lot of moving parts of that thing. There is a lot to look at during the game, but it really adds a lot, as you say, the fan experience. And nowadays, a lot of these AAA parks, the new park in Worcester and then Wichita, that's kind of what you almost have to have.
One of my favorite sayings is God is in the details, and I was talking about this particular detail the other day. The seats, the chair backs here, they're mesh, and because of that, you're not going to get second-degree burns when you sit down in the heat of summer. But I find that really kind of encapsulates the detail that went into this place when it was ultimately executed.
Well, yeah, our ownership group did it the right way. We have 8,834 fixed seats. Most of those these are the same seats that are in Atlanta where the Braves play. But as you know how hot it gets here in Las Vegas, they really are 40 degrees cooler. And really up here in downtown Summerlin, I think our elevation's like 3,000. It does cool off a little bit better than down in the valley. But with the mesh seats, and they decided to do the whole stadium in the mesh seats, which I think was a great decision. And again, those are 30 to 40 degrees cooler, and they are the same seats that the Atlanta Braves have in their ballpark.
Before I let you go, be honest, have you taken a dip in that pool in center field?
We have had some photo shoots. Sky Bolt did a photo shoot that we did the first year, and he actually went swimming with Finn the Bat Dog. But I know when we clinched in 2019, the whole team went in the pool. I've kind of stuck my feet in the pool, but it's a great place to watch a game, and it's a really great feature of this ballpark.
Can I swim in the pool next year when I come back, or are you the guy I have to ask?
Yeah, for sure. I have the pool code too, so we're in good shape.
Sweet. Jim Gemma, the Director of Media Relations for the Las Vegas Aviators. This is Zach on the Road, presented by My Ride to Work. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Oh, thanks for having me on. This is great.
We're back to close out the Aces Loaded podcast after this. We hope you enjoyed this edition of the Aces Loaded podcast. We hope you enjoyed joining us all season. My thanks to Alek Thomas and to Jim Gemma. We'll see you next time on the Aces Loaded podcast.